Good morning. On the road again. We're on I-55 southbound. We just left the Ozora truck stop. I think it's Blemons Road, St. Blemons Road, exit 143, St. Genevieve, I believe is the town. I was going to try to get a little bit further south down to this rest area down here, but I wasn't feeling it, so I popped in there. Plenty of parking, plenty of friendly, people there, and plenty of potholes. That's about the biggest downside to me, potholes. So we did 500, how many miles did we do yesterday? 495 we did yesterday. So we've got about 350 to do today, down to Athens, Alabama, to make our delivery. We got our permits for Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. A few slight changes in Tennessee and one change in Alabama. But also Alabama, there's an issue on my permit. It has the wrong cargo name, for what I'm hauling. So somebody, instead of putting an 8, put a 2 on there. So I sent an email to my permit guy saying, hey, this is incorrect. This needs to be fixed. I'm not hauling a 2R 280, I'm hauling an 8R 280. And since I'm the one liable for it, I want that corrected. Because if I get stopped, the office person at the Alabama Department of Transportation is not going to be held responsible. The permit department here at Valley isn't going to be held responsible. My manager is not going to be held responsible. The shipper and receiver are not going to be held responsible. I am. And I'm not having that. So, to Illinois. We're going to work our way over there, north a little bit, and over, and then down to Metropolis. We'll go through downtown Metropolis. That'll take us right over to the very first exit before the bridge that crosses the river into Kentucky on I-24. That way I can maintain a higher speed without speed difference because of the rules of the exemption for having a permit in Illinois. Like I've said before, because I'm hauling a farming tractor the rules in Illinois say that I am exempt from needing an oversized permit. But there's several rules I still have to obey in order to be exempt. And as I've stated before, one of those rules is I must not exceed 5 miles above the posted minimum on any given highway. So, I-64, I-57, I-24, 40, 45 miles per hour is posted as the minimum on those highways in Illinois. So I can only do 5 miles above those, or 70 miles an hour in a good majority of those locations. The difference in speed is 20 miles an hour. And also, given the fact that people like tailgating, people like getting over at the very last moment, people don't signal that they're getting over the truck, and the vehicle behind that first one has no idea what's going on up ahead because no one uses the CB. The danger of me getting rear-ended is far too high for my liking. 20 miles an hour, 25 mile an hour difference in speed. Oh, that's not that different. It's more than enough for me. I'm not going to risk my well-being, my health, my life. I'm not going to risk my truck, my trailer, my equipment, my load, which I value a whole hell of a lot less than my life, in that kind of situation. So, I take advantage of what the rules say, not having a specific route assigned to me, and pretty much being able to go on any road that's legal for a truck to go on, that conforms to my width, my weight, my height. Never really had an issue with length, so there we go. So I'm taking advantage of that quote-unquote rule, loophole, whatever you want it, whatever you want, and I'm going to minimize my time on the interstate. Now, yesterday and today, I'm minimizing my total amount of time in Illinois by being in Illinois as little as possible, getting as far south here in Missouri as I possibly can before I go into Illinois. So that's why we're heading, instead of heading in through St. Louis on I-64, heading over to I-57, down, past, near Mount Vernon, down to Marion, and then, then down past Metropolis, 64, 57, 24, on those interstates where I can only do 45, 50 miles an hour. I'm coming as far south here in Missouri as I can because my Missouri annual permit lets me go where I want, as I want, for the most part. The only restriction I'm having at the for this trip is that Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama are all giving me a route that I have to follow. So That's why we are making sure we can get to a very specific point in Illinois so we can enter into Kentucky on I-24. So we're going to be working a little back roads. Illinois 413, US. And we're going to get on Illinois 146 as well, I believe, and we'll get on I-24 at exit 37, which is one exit north of the bridge that goes into Kentucky, that crosses the river. So therefore, we only have to maintain 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, whatever, for a minute, which is a lot safer. Plus, being that we're going over the bridge, the speed is a little bit lower there anyway, if I remember correctly. And then once we get into Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama, we can maintain full speed on the interstate. So it's going to be a lot safer to do. So that big orange ball's in the sky. Sunrise was at 5:47, so we left just a few minutes after that. We're going to get all the way down to Athens, Alabama today, get this load delivered. Hopefully, we're going to have a load available to pick up immediately. And just keep it rolling. Oh, Lord. All right. So a nice little drive. Bit of back road to the business this morning. Now, we'll get down. We don't need to top up our fuel for a while. Probably at all today. We're cruising along in 18th gear, 70 miles an hour, just about 1,500 RPM. We got just about half an hour to the river, the Mississippi River there in Cape Girardeau. Besides the requirement to enter on I-24 there in Kentucky near Paducah, and the issue with the Alabama permit having an error on it, we're good to go for the day. When I get to my first load check here, probably in Tennessee, probably there at Clarksville. That's probably where I'll make my first stop for the day. There on I-24. You know, in that area. I'll make my phone call to the receiver. Hey, I'm coming in. Here's what we got. We got, you know, a set of spacers. We got 4 dually tires. I got your 8R 280 tractor. Let's see. It's saying right now, basically 6 hours this morning or today for a drive time. So once I get to the bridge, going into Kentucky, we'll have 246 miles to go. So that's not too great a distance. I should be there by 1 p.m. barring any kind of, you know, slowdown for an accident or a meteor hit, you know, a comet, a meteor hits the truck, or a road gang of Hell's Angel butterflies coming to take the truck away while I'm inside getting something to drink at a store. We should be there about 1 p.m. And that you know, and hopefully there's something within 50 miles to pick up. You know, and hopefully there's a load that has 1,700 miles on it, something like that, to where I can drive and get it off the truck by Wednesday morning. Get it turned in, get all the paperwork scanned in, so I can get that on this next week's paycheck. That'll be good. But I wouldn't mind that. Hopefully, it's not going to be as hazy as it was yesterday. There's a lot of high clouds yesterday. That's kind of, you know, making it not as bright as it should have been. And it's hazy this morning. There's a little bit of fog in the trees, in the hollows. Around 57 right now. I mean, where I'm at right now says it'll be up near 70. I think it'll be warmer than that, personally, but I'm definitely hoping to be getting enough sun where I can put some sunblock on. And the armadillos are out. Unfortunately, that one didn't make it. Pardon me. And we're doing okay with our RGN trailer. Still getting used to it. Still learning how to drive it. You know, making sure I'm taking a little bit more care to go around the corners and watching out for curbs and, potholes and bumps in the road, whatnot. Because we only got about 9 inches of clearance underneath the trailer, especially at the very front end. And also, instead of having a split axle, truck, on the trailer, not having a 10-foot, 1-inch split between the front and back axle of the trailer, both of my axles are in tandem all the way at the very rear, which is a little bit, it changes a little bit how it goes around a corner. So I need to take it just a little bit wider. So to make sure that I clear everything for especially the bottom of the trailer, that 30-foot mid-section. Like I said, that's only 9 inches from the ground. Now I gotta watch that. Like I said, just going around corners and backing up into a parking spot, it's just a tiny bit different, but enough for me to notice. So it's it's just one of them quirks. Every time you get a new trailer, or especially a different style of trailer, you have to accommodate for that. Going from a van trailer where the only thing that really changes with that is the placement of your axles. Now, for the most part, the 1 year that I drove a van trailer, for the most part, I kept it fairly in the same place. Two to 3 feet back from the very front is typically where it was kept most of the time. The only time that I really slid it was when I had a really heavy load, or I was bumping a dock and they wanted the axles all the way to the back. When I was bumping a dock, put the axles all the way to the back, okay, whatever. When I was picking up a preloaded trailer or picking up an empty trailer, put it where I needed it to be. So I did that on a regular basis with that. But doing doing oversized and heavy haul flatbed work, I don't, unless I had a step deck with a back axle that moved. For the most part, I didn't move my axles. Either I can't or I didn't. Even when I had, the only time I ever moved an axle on a step deck with a moving rear axle was when I was empty. That's the only time I moved it. And I'm empty. I got a 400-mile deadhead. I'll move it for that. It just rode a little bit easier. Just felt a little more comfortable. But other than that, I had a load. It was all the way to the rear. And then doing what I do here at this company, I can't move my axle, so there you go. Oak Ridge. See, I was trying to get down here for the night last night to the rest area here, But it was already, 6:50 when I got there. Pulling in here at 7:30. I just didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. That extra half an hour difference between up there and here was not worth it. And you see all these guys piled up on the shoulder here. I don't like doing that. I do not like parking in a position like that. One, it's not a parking spot. Two, it opens you up to being hit by someone not paying attention even more than being in a parking spot. And if I'm in a parking spot and someone hits me, there's no way I'm at fault. If I'm parked on the shoulder, even inside the rest area, and someone hits me, well, you shouldn't have been there. I can still be held somewhat liable. I'm not doing that. So like I said, it would have been 7:30 by the time I got down here, so we pulled in there at the Azora truck stop. It was already almost just about 7 o'clock. So just we're done, No sense of going any further than that. Plus that was already a 12-hour day, pretty much, of driving, so. We have plenty of opportunity to get to where we need to get to today early enough, so it's not. I'm not crunched for time. Except for when I want to get there by schedule. But as far as any other imposed schedule from outside, my company, the shipper, the receiver, some guy named Billy Bob Joe Jim who needs to witness it, no, we're ahead of schedule. So we're Jackson, Missouri, up here on our right coming up. We are 13 miles away from our turn at exit 95, which will take us eastbound into Cape Girardeau and then over the Mississippi. Excuse me. Fruitland, Jackson, Missouri. Yeah, right. Red Lobster sign. I'd go for a little bit of that. I ain't had that in a while. A couple of years. Their Cheddar Bay their biscuits are okay, but a long, long time ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s, they had this like dark brown honey bread that I preferred more, but unfortunately I don't make it anymore. Lobster or shrimp right now. Bandana's Barbecue. I've had them when I spent that week there in St. Joseph. You know, back in November. It was okay. In no way was it fantastic. When it comes to a chain restaurant for barbecue, number one, the Rusty Pig. That was fantastic. They did that. That was really good. The second one is Sonny's. Those two, I was really happy with. The third, that's made by somebody else, is actually a pre-made barbecue rib that you know, it's a pre-packaged full slab, comes in a tinfoil, you know, pan. You take it out of the package and you put it in the oven, you heat it up. I get that from the Quick Trip and Quick Star, you know, up there in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. I mean, that's actually pretty good for pre-made, you know. None of the others I've ever. My own, of course. First my own in a proper smoker. Then my own in an oven. And then my own here in a truck in a pressure cooker in my oven. I can make better ribs than most of the places that I've been able to go to. South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, anywhere else, southern Georgia, all these other places, most of them do a crap job. But so far, the two places, the two actual restaurants that I've found that are actually pretty decent. Now, I'm not talking like Applebee's that may have it on the menu once in a while, or you know, that's okay. I don't expect them to do really good barbecue. The Sonny's Barbecue, especially the one there in Haines City. They do it really well down there. They're very consistent at that one, and that's right across from the Pipeline J there, Bill. I believe it's Glenville, Georgia. You know, southern Georgia. The Rusty Pig. That was really one of the best ones I've ever had from a restaurant. And I will gladly go back there again. We're not going off, you know, down that road there. We could take that road all the way down to Cape Girardeau, but we're gonna minimize our back roads here a little bit. Plus, going that road there will take us through a little bit more of dealing with pedestrians and side roads and whatnot. So we're going to avoid that. We're going to try to stay as far, you know, out of main downtown as possible. And coming down here to another 4 miles down to this exit. This will be a little bit, control the safety aspect a little bit better. Minglewood Brewery, pizza beer, downtown Cape Girardeau. Qdoba. I still have never tried a Qdoba, quote unquote, Mexican Eats. It looks okay, but I still have never tried one.
In 3 miles, take exit 95 on the right, onto Shawnee Parkway toward Cape Girardeau.
I've tried a Chipotle once. I did not like it. I'll stick with Moe's. I'll stick with a taco truck in the middle of nowhere before I go to Chipotle again. That was Spent $12 for 3 tacos, steak, pork, and chicken, and a Mexican Coke. And the only thing that was halfway delicious was the Mexican Coke. So I'll stick with Moe's. Moe's, I know, I get more for my money. I get better quality. I get better service. It's just more enjoyable. Pretty much for a better price as well. Burger King. Oh, there's a Chick-fil-A. Ain't popping in there today. One, I couldn't get in there anyway. Secondly, I'm not really that hungry. So there you go. Cracker Barrel, Texas Roadhouse. My lovely wife, had Chinese or Japanese yesterday. So now I'm kind of craving a stir fried or fried rice or tempura or something like that. Lambert's Cafe. That's one of the places I've seen for a long time. I want to go to. Supposedly has pretty decent food. All right, here's our exit. Exit 95.
In a quarter mile, take exit 95 on the right, onto Shawnee Parkway toward Cape Girardeau.
Yeah, this guy's way back here. Oh, well, he's following me, never mind.
Take the first exit on the right, onto Shawnee Parkway.
Bring it down to the 14th. And in 13th gear, we're below 30 miles an hour. We're getting here onto Missouri 74.
Toward Cape Girardeau.
That'll take us over to Illinois across the river, onto Illinois 146. Back to 12th gear. 11. Nice easy merge. So just a little over 3 miles, just a tad over 3 miles to the river.
In 3 miles, your destination is on the right.
Yeah, listen to them Jakes. Mean Moldine. Always letting the Jake brake do the majority of the work, slowing down. Especially if you're heavy. you are, the more you need to rely on this place. Cattle relocating with style. I like that. That's good. Yeah, give me a little bit of a chuckle there, Mean Moldine. Cattle relocating with style. I like that.
Yeah. She's a filthy whore right now. She needs a bath.
It's a working girl. She's a working girl. I'll take dirty and honest hard work over anything else.
Yeah, 10. Where are you headed to, driver?
We're taking this down to good old Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, I got to make the bridge over there at Paducah for the Kentucky permit.
Talk about the Metropolis Bridge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to go to downtown Metropolis to stay within the permit regs.
Shit, I'd take the banners and flags off at Cemetery Road.
I try being a good boy on the road.
Info, driver. Have a good safe one.
Yeah, God bless Moldine. You be safe out there, brother. See, it's nice talking to somebody like that. You know, a simple guy doing a simple job. He's not out to, be a jerk to anybody. Like I said, the slogan on his truck just gave me a little bit of a chuckle this morning. Now, this makes everybody feel a little better. Cattle relocating with style. Come on. Bull hauler, I mean, come on. They're usually known for going as fast as possible, as mean as possible. But that was good. I like that. Yeah, his truck's dirty, but like I said, I'll take a dirty truck that's working hard any day. I've seen so many guys with super clean trucks and they're just total jerks. No thanks. All right. So like I said, we're avoiding a lot. We're avoiding the downtown because I would have come down that road right there if I'd gotten off earlier. Because that's business route 55, if I remember correctly. And I don't want to be dealing with all the stoplights and pedestrian traffic and all that jazz if I can avoid it. So coming around this way eliminates a lot of that. Minnesota Avenue. We're in a Minnesota truck for a Minnesota company. There you go. So like I said, we're operating on a Missouri annual permit right now, which allows me to go pretty much the direction I want to go. I'm not confined to a specific route. And you see the bridge right there. And then once we get into Illinois, I do have an exemption from needing an oversized permit because I'm carrying a implement of husbandry. So we can pretty much act as if we're on an annual permit in Illinois. But I'm trying to avoid being restricted in my speed. That's why we're taking the back roads. So we can go a little bit faster, safely, legally, and a lot, without the danger of being rear-ended on the highway, because we're 20 to 25 miles an hour slower than all the rest of the traffic, which we don't need. We don't need that kind of stuff. So 148,900 miles on truck right now. 3,121.9 hours on the engine. This truck was built and completed in August of 2021. Still a 22 model. So the old biker gang is out this morning. Let's get the next stop.
State border ahead.
State border ahead. And there's the mighty Mississippi River right there. It is 6:48 a.m. Need to move over a little bit there. Yep.
Crossing border. Entering Illinois.
We are in good old Illinois. We're going to turn north a little bit up here, work our way eastward, and then we'll work our way south down to Metropolis.
In 3 miles, turn left onto Illinois 146.
East Cape Girardeau, population 400. Alright, so we're going to work our way north up here a little bit. Then we're going to turn, head over to Anna, cross over I-57, When we get to Vienna, we'll turn south onto US 45. We'll take that all the way down to Metropolis. We'll make 2 turns in Metropolis, make a right then a left in Metropolis. Then we'll follow that around over to I-24. Then we can enter into Kentucky at the right point and make everything just a little bit safer than what they would have me do on the highways. Because believe it or not, at 55 miles an hour right now, I'm going faster on this county road or state road than I'm allowed to go on the interstate. Which is pretty stupid. That's really, really stupid.
In a quarter mile, turn at the first left onto Illinois 146.
High road to the south, Ware to the north. All right. Hey, McClure. I was in McClure, Pennsylvania not too long ago. All right, well, I got a phone call to take. So, thank you for joining me. God bless, and we'll see you later.